हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। कैसे हैं ताहिर भाई?
हाँ, वालेकुम सलाम। सफी भाई, सब खैरियत?
अल्लाह के करम।
जी जी।
सभी लोग जुड़ गए क्या?
नहीं नहीं, अभी दो तीन दिख रहे हैं, हम और आप।
अच्छा,
हम्म,
तो इसका मतलब है कि वेट कर लिया जाए 1-2 मिनट।
हाँ हाँ।
बेहतर है।
मैसेज व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना है क्या?
वो तो बना हुआ है, सबको चला गया है मैसेज।
एक बार और रिमाइंडर दे दीजिए।
और हम वो सब नहीं कर पाते हैं।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा।
वो वहां से करेंगे।
अच्छा, ये कंडक्ट कौन करा रहा है अभी?
अभी आज आज हम कराएंगे अभी।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा।
जी जी।
अच्छा, तो आज तो फुल्ली ऑनलाइन है।
हाँ, अभी फुल ऑनलाइन है ये वाला सेशन।
अच्छा अच्छा।
हाँ, आ रहे हैं अब लोग।
हम्म। मेरी स्कॉलर एक जुड़ी हुई हैं, बहुत अच्छी
अच्छा
बात।
अच्छा, हाँ हाँ। ये माहे अंजुम में कौन है?
माहे नाज।
हाँ, माहे नाज है। शुरू करते हैं ताहिर साहब। हाँ, आ रहे हैं लोग।
अच्छा अच्छा।
कुछ लोग आ गई हैं अब।
ओके। सो
हेलो एवरीवन, अस्सलाम वालेकुम and good morning. Today we have a renowned scholar with us who will deliver his lecture on the ruling elites of the Suba Bihar and their relations with the Mughal Empire. Regional history has very importance in the historiography, and we have fortunately Dr. Tahir Hussain with us, who is of national importance teacher, and his thrust area is medieval Indian history. Before joining Aligarh Muslim University, he has long experience of teaching. He has 14 research papers and articles to his credit. His papers and chapters has published in the edited books and conference proceedings. More than 8 chapters he has credited in different books and journals of the repute. He has been the resource persons and has contributed his papers in the national conference and international conference. He has presented in more than 40 papers in the national conferences. He has very ably guided the research scholars. Under his able guidance, two scholars have completed his PhD and got PhD degree. With this introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Tahir Hussain to deliver his lecture. Now, it is over to you, Dr. Tahir Hussain Ansari.
Thank you, Saifi bhai. Thank you very much. For a little correction, I would like to say, I would like to share that I have already published 20 articles in different journals and some journals only, 20 article and 10 article in proceeding and edited books. Anyway, thank you, Safi Bhai, for nice words. And
I'm sorry for this. I have not had not that
no,
much
no problem,
information
no
with us.
problem.
Very
Uh,
yes, it is over to you.
okay. So, as you are aware about my topic, the ruling elites of the Suba of Bihar and their relation with the Mughal emperor, uh, I would like to share my views about the ruling elite, especially because I'm more concerned about the territorial chiefs here, as well as when I will discuss about their relationship with the Mughal emperor. So it will also come the other elite class like governor, subedar, or some other important nobles in the course of uh, relationship. So ruling elite, I would more focus on the territorial chiefs of Bihar. I have worked extensively and I have tried to identify some of the important chiefs of Bihar. Uh, we are quite familiar that how uh, there are many works over the Jamindar during the Mughal period. And a general term which is used for the Jamindar, for the territorial chiefs or intermediary Jamindars and primary Jamindar, that is the Jamindar, a general term. So I have identified almost 8 to 9 major chieftaincy, we can say territorial chiefs of Bihar, like Kharagpur, Ujjainias, the Cheros, Khokhra, Gidor, Darbhanga, Betia Raj, Hathua Raj, Pachet, Sior chieftaincy, Gadhi chieftaincy. Apart from this chieftaincy, major chieftaincy, there were also more major chieftaincy, but the information about them we don't have in Persian Chronicle especially, and the local sources also does not speak much about those chieftaincies. So here, uh, the first chieftaincy is Kharagpur chieftaincy. I would like to give some background or geographical feature. This chieftaincy he was in Munger district, situated to the flank of the Kharagpur hills, about 21 miles southeast of the town of Munger, and 12 miles from the railway station of Bariarpur that lies into Munger district. Another chieftaincy, that is the Ujjainias of Bhojpur, and Bhojpur was a mahal in the Sarkar of Rohtas of Bihar Suba during Akbar reign. Later on, when the Sarkar was divided into two, Rohtas and Shahabad, so this, chieftaincy extended to other part of this region. And Ujjainia were the major chieftaincy of Bihar. We can say that This was the major chieftaincy, and I hope you are quite familiar with this chieftaincy because uh, one of the the chief of this family also participated in rebellion of 1857. So Ujjainias were very powerful in Bihar, even during the British period. Another chieftaincy, that is the Cheros of Palamu. Palamu now lies in Jharkhand. Uh, Presently, I am presenting the paper on medieval time, Mughal time. So obviously, Jharkhand was also part of the Bihar. So Cheros were holding many regions of Bihar, but they had been expelled from many places by the Ujjainians of Bhojpur, uh, with whom they seem to have been engaged in frequent fight from the 14th to 16th century. Abbas Khan Sirwani, Tariq-e-Sher-Shahi mention about the Cheros, who were quite powerful in the Shahabad region. Palamu is situated on the Auranga River, about 20 miles southeast of Daltonganj. So that Cheros were what we find during the Mughal period or before the Mughal period, during the Sultanate period. We find that Cheros were uh, ruling the different part of Bihar. But slowly what happened, gradually they were defeated, they were expelled from the different region. And later on, they were very much confined to the Palamu district only. So how these Cheros were the tribes and they were holding over the Palamu. Another chieftaincy, that is the Khokhra chieftaincy in Chotanagpur region of Jharkhand. This was also very important chieftaincy. Abul Fazl locates it between Odisha and Dakkan. Khokhra was ruled by the Nagbansi dynasty and belonged to the Kawardha region in Madhya Pradesh. So there is a long history that how uh, earlier they were ruling over in different region in Madhya Pradesh. But from there they migrated during the 14th century to Khokhra region, and then they established their chieftaincy. Another is Gidor chieftaincy. In Aine Akbari, it is mentioned as Mahal of Sarkar of Bihar. Uh, Presently, you will find the Gidor is a village and police station in Jamui subdivision of the Munger district, and lies 9 miles now southeast of Jamui. Another very popular and famous, you are quite familiar about the Darbhanga Raj. Darbhanga was one of the Mahal in the Sarkar of Tirhut during the reign of Akbar. And the ancient name of Darbhanga region is Mithila. Another chieftaincy, that is the Betia Raj uh, of North Bihar, comprise the Mahals of Samru, Mehsi, and Mazora in the Sarkar of Champaran. Then Hathua Raj, it was also called Kalyanpur chieftaincy, but more popularly known as Hathua Raj. Kalyanpur was situated 2.5 miles west of Mirganj and 12 miles north of Siwan in the Saran district of North Bihar. I hope I am sure that I am audible to everyone. I think, Saifi Bhai, my voice is clear?
Yes, sir, your voice is clear.
Okay. So another chieftaincy, that is Pachet. This chieftaincy is not mentioned during the reign of Akbar, but it is recorded in the Baharistane-e-Gabi as an important chieftaincy which lay close to the territory of Shams Khan, the Jamindar of Birbhum in the time of Jahangir. This chieftaincy was adjacent to the Suba of Bengal, and it was also not also near the Garhi chieftaincy, which would also part of the Bihar Suba. Another chieftaincy, that is the Sior chieftaincy, lay in the middle of the Sarkar of Bihar. In Aine Akbari, Sior is mentioned as a Mahal of Sarkar of Bihar with a strong fort at hilltop. And then comes Gadhi chieftaincy. This was another chieftaincy which lied on the border of Suba of Bihar and Bengal. This chieftaincy was conferred on Ram Bhim by Raja Man Singh during 1600 to 1601, when the governor gave the valuable service to the Mughals in their Bengal expedition. Now, what we find, as there are many modern historians has worked on the Zamindars of Rajasthan, Zamindars of uh, Awadh region, Zamindars of Central India, Zamindars of Southern India. So what we find, territorial chief, especially the bigger Zamindar, we can say autonomous Zamindars, were found in almost every part of northern India at least. Uh, we can say that their nature and character differ from region to region. But it seems that in northern India, especially, the territorial chiefs were there. These territorial chiefs were locally known as Rajas, Ranas, Rai, Rao, Rawat. These are the terms which we are finding in the local sources of different regions. In Persian Chronicle, especially during the Mughal period, we find the term Jamindar, a general term which is used. Zamindars means holder of the land. And Mardabans, Kalantaran, and Buzurg. So these are the terms which were used for the Jamindar, a general term for the Jamindar in Persian Chronicle. They were hereditary chiefs who ruled over their respective territories. They controlled the economic resources and the military power of the state. As Babar Nama mentioned that 1/6 of his total revenues, especially Babar in Babar Nama mentioned that 1/6 of his total revenues came from the territories of these chiefs. And then further he writes, from Bhira to Bihar, the revenue was 52 crores, and out of it, 8 or 9 crores were from the Parganas of Rai and the Raja. So Babar has given description about this Zamindari and its revenue from the different region. Another historian, contemporary historian, we can say, Arif Kandhari, in Tarikh-e-Akbari, he mentioned that there were 200 to 300 Rajas and Jamindars that were in the position of a strong force and commanded an army of their own. Abul Fazl, very prominent historian of Akbar period, he tells that the total number of their troops stood at, he's talking about the total number of troops of the Jamindar, at 47 lakh, comprising around 4 lakh cavalry, 43 lakh infantry, 1,863 elephant, 4,260 guns, and 4,500 boats. So he has given, Abul Fazl has given the total estimate of the army which was kept or maintained by Jamindars in India. W.H. Moreland, modern historian, who has written the agrarian system of Muslim India, he was the first historian to draw out attention to the importance of the chiefs in medieval India. He defined Jamindar as the vassal chiefs. Another historian, Paramatma Sarang, in Provincial Government of Mughals, he has written the book, Provincial Government of the Mughals, 1526 to 1658. He defined Jamindar as the vassal chiefs. Like Moreland, he also believed that they could not be found in all parts of the empire. Irfan Habib, in his chapter on the Jamindars in his book, Agrarian System of Mughal India, has made a detailed discussion on the rights, privilege, genesis, and the composition of a Jamindar in general. He has mentioned the two categories of Jamindar: the autonomous chiefs who enjoyed sovereign power in their territory, and the ordinary Jamindars who exercised superior right in land and function as a collector of land revenue. So, in one of the chapter, Irfan Habib has extensively worked on the Zamindar, the nature, composition, privilege, rights, their rights, privilege, genesis, and composition of the Zamindar. Another modern historian, Nurul Hassan, he has accepted the universal character of the Zamindar. He divided the Zamindar into three categories: the autonomous chiefs, the intermediary Zamindars, and the primary Zamindar. He further described about the Paramountcy power which was exercised by the Mughal. Paramountcy means the Mughal reserved the right of recognizing the successor of a deceased Raja. So he had defined that how the Jamindars were. So how the Mughals were having the Paramountcy power, and therefore the chieftains were depending on the position of the goodwill of the emperor, because if their relationship with the Mughal emperor is good, then how there was no problem in recognizing the son after the death of father, or anybody who was successor of the chieftaincy after his death. Mughals were having the right to recognize the who will be the next successor. So Nurul Hasan has also worked on the uh, Zamindars, and he had defined, or he had divided the Zamindars in three categories: the autonomous chiefs, intermediary Zamindars, and the primary Zamindars. Another modern historian, Ahsan Raza Khan, in his book Chieftaincy the Mughal Empire during the reign of Akbar, has tried to analyze the position and the power of the chieftain of the Akbari provinces of Delhi, Kabul, Lahore, Multan, Gujarat, Ajmer, Malwa, Agra, Awadh, Allahabad, Bihar, Bengal, and their relation with the Mughal imperial authority. So he had taken the almost, many chieftaincy, almost we can say that Akbar 12th chieftaincy, and he has shown the relationship of the Jamindar chieftains of this region, of different Suba, with the Mughal Empire, Mughal Emperor Akbar. But his period is very confined to the Akbar period. He has not extended his study to the period of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. Now, for this study, I have consulted some of the very important Persian chronicle sources, family accounts, the mainstream sources you are quite familiar: Akbarnama and Akbari, Sujuke Jahangiri, Baharistani Gaibi, almost all the major Persian sources, Badshah Nama, Alamgir Nama. So, and apart from this, I have also consulted the family accounts of the Jamindar, like some local sources, Tawarikh-e Uzainiya, Tawarikh-e Kharagpur Raj Darbhanga, Bhojpur में परमारों का इतिहास, that is the one of the history written by Pugal, one of the men who was who has written in Hindi, and he has covered the period up till 1577, and especially about the Ujjainiyas of Bhojpur. Another local history, that is the Aine Tirhut. Apart from that, There are the sources like Imperial and District Gazetteer, several survey reports like Francis Buchanan, an account of the district of Patna, Gaya, Bhagalpur. He has given the records of the different districts, although he is writing during the 19th century, in the beginning of the 19th century. But he is also giving the information about the some account of the chieftain. W.K. Farminger, fifth report from the selected committee of the affair of East India Company and glossary. Montgomery Martin book is also very important, the history, antiquity, topography, and aesthetics of Eastern India. W. Hunter, the statistical account of Bengal, almost he has written the 20 volume and has given the accounts of the different districts of Bihar. The other sources in Urdu, Hindi, and English, the local sources, I have also consulted. Now, I just discussed and pointed out about the general aspect about the Zamindars and the views of the modern historian, that what were the general ideas about the Zamindars which have been worked out, like Hasan Raza Khan, Nurul Hassan, and Irfan Habib, and some other historians. So, especially, we are having a picture in our mind about the Rajputana, Rajasthan. That how the the Zamindars, especially the chieftains of that region, were very powerful, and they were having a very good relationship right from the Akbar period to Aurangzeb. And almost all the chieftains of Rajasthan who submitted to the Mughal were given high mansab, high rank, and there was the matrimonial alliances also. So in the backdrop of that study, I have just pointed out that how when I have studied about the chieftains of Bihar, so how it differed from uh, the Zamindars of Bihar were different from the Rajputana and other part of India. So what we find, the most of the chieftaincies of Bihar were located in the midst of dense forest, hilly tract, and it was very difficult for the Mughal in the beginning of the Mughal Empire to assess their territories. Like the Ujjainiya chieftaincy, for example, we can say, was covered on all sides by dense forest. We are told that Raja Gajpati Ujjainiya rebelled and took shelter in the fort of Jagdishpur during 1576-7, and that the Mughal soldiers took 2 months in cutting down the trees around the dwelling. So it is quite interesting, these chieftaincies were surrounded by the full of forest and very dense forest. And whenever the Mughals were taking, expedition to conquer this chieftaincy in the beginning of the Mughal rule, first of all, they try to clear the forest because, entering their territories and subjugating them, it was very challenging. Like Abul Fadl writes that Madho Singh Madhukar Rai, the Raja of Khokhara, frequently rebelled because the hilly tracks were difficult to cross. Even Jahangir also writes about the thick forest of Khokhara. Khokhara was famous for diamond during the Mughal period. Another chieftaincy, that is the Palamu chieftaincy, was also located around dense forest and rugged hills. And a strong fort built atop Lahori in Badshah Nama also write about the Cheros of Palamu, that how the chief was taking the advantage of the forest of his region. So Lahori has also given mention about how this chieftaincy, Palamu chieftaincy, the Cheros of Palamu, their chieftaincies were very much surrounded by the forest. As we have mentioned about the Arif Kandhari, and as he writes, there are the nearly 200 or 300 zamindar. He further write that their separation was very difficult, as they possess a strong force. He further write that if they are able to hold on to each one of the forts, say for 6 months or 1 year, they can be contented about their safety for the next 200 or 300 years. Now, the nature of submission, we have to see that what was the nature of the submission of this zamindars. Most of the chieftaincy like Raja Gajpati Ujjainiya, Raja Sangram Singh of Kharagpur, Raja Puranmal of Gittor, Madhukar Rai and Barisal, the chief of Khokhara, Raja Uday Karan of Champaran. These all chieftains accepted the overlordship of the Mughal imperial authority during the year 1568 to 80. 1568 to 80, when the campaign against the Afghans was in progress. It is necessary here to mention that Afghans were very powerful in eastern India. You are quite familiar with that, in Bengal, Bihar, especially. So, when Akbar established rule, we all know that even the Humayun faced the problem of Sher Shah Suri. So, and Sher Shah Suri belonged to Sasaram in Bihar. So, the Afghans were very powerful in this region. And the Mughal, first of all, what we find, led the expedition or sent the expedition to suppress the rebellion, because there was continuous rebellion by the Afghans against Akbar, and even during Humayun period. So during that campaign or that expedition, whenever the expedition was sent by Akbar, especially Akbar also faced the problem, and later on he was able to assert his position and power. So 1568 onwards, we find that he began to send the governor and some other commander in eastern India when there was a trouble by Afghan. So during that period, most of the chieftains, important chieftains, as I pointed out, they submitted to the Mughals. But it is very surprising that Akbar Nama or Aine Akbari does not mention about the term and condition under which the chief accepted the subordination of the Mughal. We did not find the much detailed information in the Persian Chronicle. Like some references we can find that how some of the chiefs submitted to the Mughals and paid the peshkas or malguzari. Abul Fazl write that Raja Gajpati, who submitted before Munim Khan in 1569, agreed to pay rupees 5 lakh of malguzari annually. Now, this information we find Raja Gajpati, one of the very prominent chiefs of Bihar, he submitted and then submitted in 1569 to Munim Khan, when the Munim Khan was given the Subedari of Bihar. And he agreed to pay rupees 5 lakh of malguzari annually. In 1578, the chief of Sior, one of the important chieftaincy on the border of Bihar and Bengal, presented a peshkash of rupees 30,000 and 20 elephants. Then we find the Raja Sangram Singh of Kharagpur, Raja Puranmal of Gittor, offered to pay a peshkash of elephant and other rarities of the area after accepting the overlordship of the Mughal. But there is no reference of concession offered to them on behalf of the imperial government. What kind of offer was provided to them? Some of these Raja, along with their military contingent, helped the imperial armies in suppressing the Afghan rebels. But no rank to this territorial chief. We did not find any rank was given to this territorial chief. I am using sometimes the term territorial chiefs, chieftains, or a general term zamindar. You are not to confuse with that. So then you further find that Prince Daniel, who was the son of Akbar, married to the daughter of Raja Dalpat Ujjainiya during the reign of Akbar. But even after that marriage, the Raja was neither given a rank nor any office in the administration. Another marriage, we find the reference between the sister of Raja Puranmal of Gidor chieftaincy in Munger. The sister of Raja Puranmal was married to Chandrabhan, the brother of Raja Mansi. And even after this marriage, the Raja did not get any special favor from the Mughal administration. So we find the two references of the marriage. One, Prince Daniel, married to the daughter of Raja Dalpat Ujjainiya. Another marriage between the sister of Raja Puranmal and Puranmal of Gidor and Chandrabhan, the brother of Raja Mansi. We did not find the reference of direct Mughal emperor marriage to any family, daughter and sister of any, family of the chieftains of Bihar during Akbar period. And even this marriage, we did not find that very special favor or a special position was given to this family member of this two chieftaincy. So neither Akbar nor any other Mughal ruler after him enter into a matrimonial alliance with the chief of Bihar. So this is quite different from the Rajasthan, and that's why I have just compared in the sense that how the chieftains of Bihar were different from the Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, we all know that almost every chief who accepted the Mughal subordination was given a special favor. But in case of Bihar, it was not so. Now further, it seems that what can be the reason? I have studied. It seems that the Bihar chief were not considered of a status sufficient for the establishment of matrimonial relation or even for the grant of mansab. Politically also, it seemed that Mughal were not, chieftains were not considered of much importance or given much importance in Bihar because many of them did not have large following of their clan or kinsmen, as they had immigrated from different regions of Hindustan and established their zamindari in Bihar after dispossessing either some local chief or an aboriginal tribe. For example, the Ujjainiyas of Bhojpur were Parmar Rajput who migrated from Ujjain and established their hegemony over Bhojpur after expelling the Cheros, a Dravidian tribe of the region. So it is quite interesting. You will find that Ujjainiya belonged to the Ujjain. They immigrated from that region to Bihar, in Bhojpur especially, and then they established their rule over there after expelling Cheros. Cheros were the Dravidian tribe. Likewise, the founding fathers of the Khokhara chieftaincy originally belonged to the Kawartha region in Madhya Pradesh. But after being overthrown by the Gonds, Gonds were very powerful tribe in Madhya Pradesh. So they overthrew Kawartha, these people, Khokhara chieftain during 14th century. They migrated to the Chotanagpur region and carved out an independent kingdom. The family of Gidor chieftaincy belonged to Mahoba in Bundelkhand. But a few generations later, Bir Bikram Shah established his chieftaincy at Gidor after killing the chief of Dosad. the local inhabitants in 1262. The entire area of the Kharagpur chieftaincy was originally held by aboriginal tribes. Kharagpur chieftaincy also, it was earlier held by Khetori chiefs, and there were about 52 tribal chiefs, Khetori chiefs, there were the tribal chiefs. Sometime in the beginning of the 16th century, three Rajput brothers, Dandu Rai, Basdev Rai, and Mahinder Rai, took service under Raja Sasanka, the Khetori chief, one of the Khetori chief of Kheri near Munger. In due course of time, the brothers defeated all the 52 Khetori chiefs and established the Kharagpur chieftaincy. So in that case also, Kharagpur chieftaincy, you can see how there were the tribal chiefs, but they were overthrown by three Rajput brothers who also, came from the different regions. Now, another aspect which I would like to tell you that why the Mughals did not consider these chieftains more important, means they did not give more importance to the chieftains of Bihar. It also seems that the chief of Bihar were having very good relation with the Afghans. As I mentioned that how the Afghans were very powerful in this region, Bihar and Bengal, especially eastern India. And they were also not very loyal to the Mughals. Time to time, they have created problem for the Mughals. But the chiefs of Bihar were having the very close relation with Afghan. And it seems it also came in the way because Mughal authority could not fully rely on them because of this loyalty. They were chief of Bihar were very close to the Afghan. As soon as the imperial armies withdrew from Bihar after suppressing the Afghan, the Rajas openly rebelled. So there are a number of references that how the chieftains of Bihar rebelled. Because the Mughal army expedition was taken and then suppression was done against the Afghan. And during that period also we find that the chiefs of Bihar submitted to the Mughal. But when the Mughal commander or the forces returned, these chiefs again rebelled. And they refused to pay the price. Raja Sangram Singh of Kharagpur, Raja Puran Mal of Giddor, Raja Gajpati Ujjainiya, and Raja of Khokra rebelled on several occasions during Akbar reign also. But after Akbar, what we find, the chieftains of Bihar improved their position at the Mughal court during the reign of Jahangir. For the first time, some of them were granted mansab. Raja Rose Afzan was assigned the rank of 1500 Jat and 700 Sawar. He remained at the court for some time and became favorite of the emperor. He was even sent to inquire why Prince Khurram, son of Jahangir and future Shah Jahan, had defied imperial order and captured the Jagir of Dholpur, which had already been assigned to Shahryar, son of Jahangir. So here I just want to tell you that how from the period of Jahangir in some extent, the power and position of the chieftains of Bihar were given more improved, we can say, and the chieftains of Bihar were given more importance during the Mughal period. Raja Rose Afzan was promoted to the rank of 2000 Jat and 1000 Sawar. Here I would like to say that this chieftaincy, especially the first chief during the period of Akbar, especially Sangram Singh, when Akbar died around 1605, so there was war of succession, we all know. So Raja Sangram Singh again rebelled during the period of Jahangir, and then in one of the battles, he was killed. And Toral Mal was his son of Sangram Singh of Kharagpur chieftaincy, was sent to the Mughal court, and there he remained for some time, and after that he was converted to Islam. So Tural Man was named as Raja Rose Afzal. So it is quite interesting in the case of the Kharagpur chieftaincy that this chief converted to Islam and then how. So Raja Rose Afzal became very close to the Mughal authority, Jahangir especially, and he was assigned various services, and he was promoted to the rank of 2000 Jat and 1000 Sawar during Shah Jahan reign also. So this was the highest mansab given to any chief of Bihar so far. So he was asked to help the Mughal authority in and around Bihar. He was also deputed to serve the imperial army in Kabul, Balkh, and Ladakh. So during the Jahangir and Shah Jahan period, we find that this chief improved his position. Raja Narayan Mal Ujjainiya was granted a mansab of 1000 Jat and 800 Sawar during the reign of Jahangir. His younger brother, Raja Pratap Ujjainiya, he also held the mansabs of 1500 Jat and 1000 Sawar in the first year of Shah Jahan reign. Shah Jahan also granted him a Jagir in the Sarkar of Shahabad. Another Ujjainiya chief, Raja Rudra Singh, was able to win the confidence of Emperor Aurangzeb and was appointed the Faujdar of Sarkar of Shahabad for some time during 1682. Pratap Chiro, he got the mansab of 1000 Jat, 1000 Sawar. Raja Bir Narayan of Panchet, he got 700 Jat and 300 Sawar. Amar Singh of Bhojpur, he got 1800 mansab. During the reign of Aurangzeb, no further formation were given to any of the chief. We don't have much information anyway. During the war of succession among the sons of Shah Jahan, all four approached, there were the four princes we are quite familiar: Dara Shikoh, Shah Shuja, Aurangzeb, and Murad. So during the war of succession, when Shah Jahan became ill and war of succession started, so these princes, especially Dara Shikoh and Shah Shuja, along with Aurangzeb, they tried to win over the chieftains of Bihar also. Like Dara Shikoh rewarded Koklat Ujjainiya, known as Gokul Chand Ujjainiya, a rebel and the rival of Amar Singh. So there was a family feud. Even the chieftains were divided among the brothers, Mughal princes, Aurangzeb, Dara Shikoh, and another. So they tried to take the support of this chieftain during the war of succession, especially Shah Shuja and Dara Shikoh. Raja Behroz of Kharagpur helped Prince Shah Shuja till the Battle of Samukar. Thereafter, he went over to Aurangzeb when he realized that Aurangzeb will be the next ruler or emperor of India. So during the war of succession, we find that how even the chieftains of Bihar were divided into two groups. One group was supporting Shah Shuja, another was supporting Dara Shikoh. But later on, when Aurangzeb began to win the battle, especially the battle of Samugad, now this chieftain began to change their support, because after some time Shah Shuja also defeated, and the chieftains switch over their loyalty to the Aurangzeb. So during the reign of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, several chiefs rebelled even during that period also. During the period of Akbar also, we find that this chief, the territorial chief, rebelled against the Mughal. But during the period of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb also, we find that the rebellion continued. And one of the important reasons, as I have already discussed, that how, in spite of the fact they submitted to the Mughals, They provided the services also to the Mughals, but they were not given the high rank. They were not given the high position. And this may be one of the reasons. And at the same time, Mughals were also not trusting the chieftains of Bihar because their loyalty to the Afghan. And their chieftaincy was also not very powerful. Their position and their kinsmen, their area was not uh, much bigger. And that's why the Mughals also did not give the much importance to this chieftain. Now, some of the important chieftains rebelled against Mughal during the reign of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. Like Raja Pratap Ujjainiya rebelled against the Mughals in 1637. He was arrested and executed in Patna. His chieftaincy of Bhojpur was brought under the Khalsa, and Nemat Khan, the son of Sayyid Khan, was deputed to look after the affair of Bhojpur. After the lapse of nearly 12 years, Amar Singh, son of Raja Narayan Mal and nephew of Raja Pratap Ujjainiya, with the help of Prince Shah Shuja, was able to get back the chieftaincy. In 1606, Raja Sangram Singh, as I have mentioned, that how this chief rebelled against Akbar, Jahangir, and then action was taken and he was killed. His son was converted to Islam, and how his chieftaincy also remained under the Khalsa for some time, and then when Tural Mal became Muslim, named as Rose Afzan, then his chieftaincy was returned to him. In the reign of Shah Jahan II, Raja Udhav Singh of Garhi, one of the chieftaincy on the border of Bihar and Bengal, was recognized as the legal successor only on condition of his conversion to Islam. So, although we don't have much information on Raja Udhav Singh, but it seems that he was also, this chieftaincy was converted to Islam, and then how his position was recognized. Some chiefs like Ujjainiya, Bhojpur, Kharagpur, Palamu, and Panchet were absorbed into Mughal administration. But the Rajas of Gidor, Champaran, Hathwarat, Pokhara, Sior were not given any mansab. So here I just want to tell you that some of the chieftaincy like Ujjainiya, Bhojpur, Kharagpur, Palamu, and Panchet, they were given mansab, but the other chieftains were not given the mansab. Although they rendered the military services to the Mughal authority whenever asked to do so. The chieftains were required to pay the tribute, peshkas. We find this was a condition where after submission you have to pay the peshkas as a mark of submission. But information in this regard is so little that it is difficult to determine the exact amount of peshkas paid by the chiefs of Bihar. We find the reference that this much amount was given to the Mughal Empire, Mughal emperor or commander or subedar at the time of their submission. But it was not a regular feature, and term and condition we did not find. There is no much information about in what condition, what term they paid the peshkar, whether they were paying the peshkars regularly or not. So it is not very much clear. It is also not clear whether it was paid on yearly or half-yearly basis. Peshkas was generally presented at the time of submission to the Mughals or whenever the emperor, princes or their representative, high mansabdar or commander passed through the territory of the chiefs. It was paid either in cash or kind. When it was collected in kind, it consisted of valuable commodities or rarities of the region. In Bihar, elephant and cash were the main item presented as peshkars. So this was a general phenomena. The rarities of the area, we find the elephants were found in eastern India very much. So in the peshkars, we find that elephant, sometimes 100 elephant, 200 elephant, 300 elephants were paid as a peshkash to the Mughal commander or Subedar at the time of their submission. The reason of Khokhra being rich in diamonds, it is quite interesting, and even Jahangir in Tujuke Jahangiri mentioned in detail about the mining of diamond in Khokhra region, presently in Jharkhand. So its Raja invariably included diamond in his peshkas. So we find the reference 2-3 times that how the Raja very famous about whom Jahangir mentioned, Durjan Sal in Tujuke Jahangiri. He paid the diamond in peshkash. For certain chieftaincies, the Mughal administration arbitrarily fixed the peshkat at a very high rate, and when the chieftain failed to pay the amount, their estates were invaded by the imperial army and forced to do so. Especially in the case of Cheros, we find that even Jadunath Sarkar is also writing that how the Cheros were uh, put were asked to pay a very high peshkas, and they were unable to pay, and that's why how uh, the Mughals are take over their territory to recover the peshkas. Now, in order, another condition, in order to ensure the fidelity of the chiefs, you find the case of the Rajasthan and other state also, that how uh, to ensure the fidelity of the chief, whether Mansabdar or non-Mansabdar, they were required to send their sons or kinsmen as a hostage to the Mughal court. Hari Singh, the son of Puran Mal of Gidor, was kept as a hostage at Delhi to ensure the good conduct of his father. During the War of Succession, Shah Shuja had kept Parbal Singh, the brother of Ujjainiya chief, Raja Amar Singh, as a hostage so that Amar Singh would not change his loyalty. So we also find that the Mughal emperor extended help and protection to the loyal chiefs in the case of civil war in their territory or against any other aggression. During 1607 and 8, Emperor Jahangir ordered Rai Kalyan Singh to proceed towards Bhojpur immediately to help Narayan Mal suppress the rebellion of Cherod in his territory. During 1599, 1600, Barkhurdar, the son of Abdur Rahman, was imprisoned for his attempt to kill Dalpat Ujjainiya, who had submitted to Prince Daniyal. We also find that some of the chieftains were hostile towards each other. Puran Mal of Gidor and Raja Sangram Singh of Kharagpur, two neighboring chiefs, were bitter enemies on account of some family feud. During 1607 and 11, we find a bitter struggle between Raja Narayan Mal Ujjainiya of Bhojpur and some of the Chero chief of Shahabad region. And with the help of the Mughals, Raja Narayan Mal defeated the Cheros. In another case of dispute, Medini Rai, the Cheros of chief, attacked the Khokhra chieftaincy, defeated Raja Durjansal, and ransacked his capital. During 1719, we again find a tussle between two chieftaincies in which the Cheros forcibly occupied Tori, the territory of Khokhra. There were hostilities between the Betia chieftaincy and the Darbhanga Raj also. The Betia chieftains also clashed with the hill Rajas of Nepal over boundary dispute. Similarly, family feuds were a general phenomena among the chieftains of Bihar Suba. One of the very interesting case with the Darbhanga Raj, you will also find that, in the Mughal period, although there were the category of the three defined by Nurul Hasan, that there were the chieftains, autonomous chieftains, first category, and second category, intermediary Zamindar, third category, primary Zamindar. So there was also condition that, intermediary class, intermediary Zamindars always try to become the chieftain, and primary Zamindars sometimes try to become the intermediary zamindars. So in case of Darbhanga Raj, provide us with some very interesting fact. What we find, the founder of this chieftaincy, Mahesh Thakur, was made the Chaudhary and Kanungo of the Sarkar of Tirupur, of the Suba of Bihar by a Farman of Akbar. So this Chaudhary and Kanungoi, or you can say Chaudhary or Kanungo, right was given to the Zamindars, especially for the intermediary Zamindars, who were the collector of the revenue. They got the right to collect the revenue. So according to the Akbar Farman, it seemed that Mahesh Thakur was given the Zamindari as intermediary Zamindar, position of intermediary. Now, in course of time, Jahangir and Shah Jahan granted the Chaudhary and Kanungoi some additional parganas to the chief. Their boundary began to extend. And in 1665, Aurangzeb by a farman conferred on Mahinath Thakur the Sadar Jamindari of the Sarkar of Munger, Purnia, and Tajpur, in addition to the Sarkar of Tir. And by the same farman, these grants were also made hereditary. So during the Aurangzeb period, what we find, this man who was, Mahesh Thakur, who founded the chieftaincy, was intermediary Jamindar. By the time of, Aurangzeb, he became the autonomous Jamindar. He became the territorial chief, Vigar chief. He was also favored with the Khilat and Mahi Maratib, which were usually conferred among the Raja. So the Rajas of Darbhanga Raj acquired the status of hereditary chieftain during the period of Aurangzeb. After this, I have also, made a survey, although my study is about the Mughal period only, from the, you can say, Babur to Aurangzeb. But I have also looked into their power and position during 18th and 19th century, because these Jamindars were very powerful, and what happened during the British period. We find that many of the Jamindars, they switch over their loyalty from the Mughal Empire to the Subedar. We all know that Bengal was also created as a Suba. Murshid Quli Khan became the Subedar of the Bengal, which also include Bihar. And in the beginning of 18th century, there was a lot of disturbance, and how he carved out his chieftaincy. So this chiefs of Bihar, they began to, even Aliwardi Khan, we find time to time, he also led the expedition against this chieftain, because when the Mughal Empire became weak, so these chieftains also tried to assert their position, their independence. So there was a continuous struggle, and then they submitted to the Subedar of Bengal, governor of Bengal, and how they also forced during the first half of the 18th century to pay the peshkas or malguzari to the provincial authority. So it was also there that how the economic resources of the Jamindar now diverted from the Mughal Empire to the Subedar provinces. Now there was much pressure, and then when the British enter into arena after the Battle of Plassey, we all know that what happened, how they began to change the whole course of the history began to change after the Battle of Plassey 1757 and Buxar in 1764. The British East India Company became the master of Eastern India, especially Bengal and Bihar, and they were having their economic interest. So they began to plunder the Eastern India, and we are quite familiar about the Plassey plunder, and after that. So they put very much pressure, demand on the Nawabs as well as the Jamindars. They ordered the collection of the high rate of the revenue. We are quite familiar with that. And Jamindars were not able to fulfill this demand. And Jamindars were also removed from their position. We all know that how the Kharagpur chieftaincy or many other chieftaincy were taken by the British gradually. So they began to sell the lands of the Jamindar. We are quite familiar with the permanent settlement and other settlement. So how the British were desperate to create a new class of the Jamindar. And there was the auction of the land, and then new class of the Jamindars were brought in. So this all development led to the, elimination of this old Jamindari and bringing of the new. So this was my, we can say, a small lecture on this ruling elite of Bihar. Especially, I have focused on the Jamindars of Bihar and their relation with the Mughal Empire. Particularly, I would like to share with the new researcher. Regional studies is very, very interesting, and presently it has been very much, given more importance to bring out some new ideas, new facts. Because when we study the regional history, we get the different picture. A generalization of history is totally shattered. Generally, we find when the historian who are focused on the mainstream history, like we are talking about Mughal history, the Persian Chronicle. So we are getting the different picture, but at the moment you are working on regional history extensively. Regional history is, of course, you are working on a particular region, particular Suba or particular district or particular Sarkar. So obviously you are working extensively and you are getting more local information. So some calculation, some information you will find it will be quite different from the mainstream history, Persian political. But you have to take care. But you have to be careful, because in the local sources also there are much more exaggeration. Like I have studied about Tawarikh Ujjainiya, Tawarikh Kharagpur Raj, Tarikh Kharagpur Raj, Aine Tirhut. So you'll find some exaggeration, like one particular chief defeated Akbar or one particular chief. And that is not enough. You will find the more other detail. But you have to corroborate it and you have to take care of all these things. So the local sources are also very important to support the history, mainstream history. At the same time, sometimes you can become the critical after your regional history research. Thank you very much. If you have any question, any queries, then you can ask. So, Saifi Bhai, if anybody has any queries,
I think no question is coming from the research scholar side. I would like to conclude the lecture given by Dr. Tahir Hussain Ansari. Really,
Muhammad Nasrul Mustafa Khan has
yes,
raised a hand.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
जी सर, अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Please,
सर.
please, Nazrul.
सर जो
या,
एक
या,
लोकल सोर्सेज की सर आपने बात किया, जैसे एक सर अवध में एक तालुकेदारों का हिस्ट्री है सर. यहाँ पर भी बहुत सारे घराने हैं तालुकेदारों के. तो सर इनकी जो लोकल सोर्सेज हैं वो मिल नहीं पाते हैं क्या सर? इन
जी।
सोर्सों को कहीं प्रिजर्व किया गया, कहाँ से ये मिल सकते हैं सर? जैसे सर मैं जिस क्षेत्र से आ रहा हूँ, जो जी 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 सर.
ये कहाँ के रहने वाले? जी कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं?
सर ये गोंडा डिस्ट्रिक्ट है मेरा. गोंडा और बगल में बहराइच, ये दोनों जिले में सर यहाँ बहुत सारे तालुकेदार थे. करीब करीब 90% लैंड तालुकेदारों की थी. लेकिन सर उन लोगों का और मोस्टली जो है वो सब राजपूत हैं, ठाकुर हैं, तो उनके लोकल रिसोर्स नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं सर.
अच्छा, लोकल रिसोर्स. अच्छा, ये बताइए आप क्या टॉपिक क्या है आपका वर्क का?
सर मेरा टॉपिक है ये जो देवी पाटन मंडल के तालुकेदारों का एक ऐतिहासिक अध्ययन, वो भी वही उसमें यही 4 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं, गोंडा, बहराइच और बलरामपुर, श्रावस्ती, जो पहले गोंडा
अच्छा
बहराइच के नाम से जाना जाता था।
अच्छा, तो अभी कहाँ कहाँ आपने लाइब्रेरी विजिट किया, कुछ आर्काइव वगैरह?
सर आर्काइव अभी तो नहीं विजिट किया हूँ सर। कुछ
हाँ, लेकिन आप
इंटरनेट आर्काइव से कुछ मोस्ट जो हमारा सर टाइम पीरियड है 1856 से 1947 तक, तो मोस्टली कुल रिसर्च जो
1850
जी 6 से 1856 से 1947 तक।
अच्छा अच्छा,
तो
तब तो आपका
जी
मॉडर्न पीरियड है, तो
जी
इसमें
सर।
तो सोर्सेज आपको मिलनी चाहिए। और मुझे लगता है कि आपको जो है इलाहाबाद जो आर्काइव है, स्टेट आर्काइव,
जी
वहाँ आप जाइए, वहाँ विजिट करिए।
जी
और आपका मॉडर्न पीरियड है, तो इसमें जो है जितने भी गजेटियर वगैरह हैं, इंपीरियल गजेटियर और डिस्ट्रिक्ट गजेटियर या सर्वे अकाउंट है, ब्रिटिश ने अच्छा खासा लिखा है, ब्रिटिश
जी जी
ऑफिसर।
ब्रिटिश का है कि ब्रिटिश के काम मिल रहे हैं सर, बहुत
जी
कई
जी।
सारे
हाँ
गजेटियर के अलावा भी और लोगों ने जो किया है सर। जी
हाँ, तो उसमें और भी फर्दर रेफरेंस होगा। और उसमें जब आप देखेंगे, उसमें बहुत बारीकी से पढ़ना होगा, और
जी
उसको
जी
आप देखेंगे तो फर्दर आपको रेफरेंस मिलेगा। और आर्काइव में जब जाएंगे तो उसमें कुछ
जी
डॉक्यूमेंट भी आपको मिल सकते हैं। उस जमाने में अगर 18 सेंचुरी की बात कर रहे हैं, 1819, तो
जी
उसमें बल्कि 18 क्या, 19 और 20 सेंचुरी की बात कर रहे हैं आप, तो
जी
उसमें
जी
जो है आपको कुछ उर्दू डॉक्यूमेंट भी मिल सकते हैं, उर्दू सोर्सेज भी मिल सकते हैं। तो आपको आर्काइव जाना पड़ेगा। रजा लाइब्रेरी जो है रामपुर में, वहाँ जाइए, वहाँ
जी
विजिट करिए। और लखनऊ वगैरह में भी
सर।
देखिए, कुछ इस तरह के स्टडी सेंटर हो, लाइब्रेरी हो, तो
जी
वहाँ पे। और कभी कभी क्या होता है, रीजनल सेंटर भी होता है। डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आप पता करिए कि वहाँ पे कुछ किताब खाना करके या किताब घर, अ, पुराने जमाने का। असल में क्या है कि एक प्रॉब्लम मैं आप लोग से शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि इस पे
जी
बहुत
सर।
ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिया जाता है। जैसे मैंने बिहार पे काम किया, तो जब
जी
मैं
सर।
दरभंगा विजिट किया, तो वहाँ किताब खाना था दरभंगा में, उसकी कंडीशन बहुत खराब थी। और वो एक तरह से वहाँ पे 2-3 लोग अपॉइंटेड थे ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, लेकिन वो कमरा बंद ही रहता था। बहुत बड़ा हॉल था, उसमें बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट थे। और मैं जब गया तो वहाँ बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा कि वो खोलने के लिए तैयार नहीं थे, बोले थे कि इसमें कुछ नहीं मिलेगा आपको। तो मैंने बहुत रिक्वेस्ट किया उनको कि भाई आप इसको खोल के मुझे दिखाइए। तो जब उन्होंने खोला, तो वो एक कंडीशन ऐसी थी कि वो बहुत बुरी हालत थी। एक तो धूल बहुत चढ़े हुए थे, और वो उस कमरे के अंदर जो है वो कहीं पे होल था, और वहाँ बारिश का पानी पूरा जो है उसमें अ, खराब कर रहा था जितने भी डॉक्यूमेंट थे। तो दरभंगा राज पे जब मैं काम कर रहा था, तो वहाँ पे बहुत एक इम्पोर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट मिला जिसमें फरमान भी था। अब देखिए, वो फरमान अकबर के टाइम का था और बहुत बुरे कंडीशन में था। तो उसकी कंडीशन इतनी बुरी थी कि हम क्या बताएं। और उसको हमने जैसे तैसे उसको पढ़ने की कोशिश किया, क्योंकि अलाउ नहीं था वहाँ से ले जाने का। और मैंने रिक्वेस्ट किया कि इसको मेंटेन किया जाए। तो आप इसको, मतलब मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि कभी कभी क्या है कि हम विजिट नहीं कर रहे हैं बहुत सारे आर्काइव में, और बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे भी, स्टेट लेवल पे, तो वो डॉक्यूमेंट ऐसे ही पड़े हुए हैं। और जो चीज़ यूज नहीं होता है, तो उसकी अच्छे से देखभाल भी नहीं हो सकती है। लोग समझते हैं कि वहाँ पे जो लाइब्रेरियन है या जो दूसरे लोग हैं, वो समझते हैं कि अरे चलो कोई आ ही नहीं रहा है, इसकी तो कोई यूज ही नहीं है, तो वो भी ध्यान नहीं देते हैं। तो ये सब प्रॉब्लम है। तो यू हैव टू मेक द सर्वे कि हमारी सोर्सेज कहाँ कहाँ पे अवेलेबल है, क्योंकि आप अवध रीजन पे कर सकते हैं, तो कर रहे हैं काम, तो उस पर आप विजिट करिए। आपको लाइब्रेरी जानी पड़ेगी, आपको आर्काइव जाना पड़ेगा। और जैसे जैसे आप विजिट करेंगे, आप यू विल ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट, तो आपको रेफरेंसेज मिलेंगे, और आपका रिसर्च भी बहुत अच्छा होगा। देखिए, हमको वहाँ जाके बिहार में 1-2 महीना रहना पड़ा था। और चूंकि बिहार में मेरा काम था, पूरी स्टडी मेरी अलीगढ़ में हुई है, लेकिन वहाँ मैं गया और वहाँ रहा, और वहाँ पे बैठ के काम किया, तो अच्छा काम हुआ। तो इसमें क्या होता है कि आजकल पैसे की तो कमी नहीं है। एवरी स्कॉलर इज, रिसर्च स्कॉलर इज गेटिंग सम फेलोशिप। हम लोग के टाइम में तो हम लोग बहुत स्ट्रगल किए, हम लोग स्कॉलरशिप के लिए। तो आप लोग को जैसे इनरोल होते हैं तो 8,000 मिलना शुरू हो जाता है, एज आई नो। तो आप मेहनत करिए, आप विजिट करिए, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो आप अगर विजिट नहीं करेंगे, आप यू विल ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट, देखिए, इंटरनेट बहुत लिमिटेड मटेरियल है, स्पेशली आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एंसेंट और मेडिवल पीरियड। बहुत ज़्यादा आपको नहीं मिलेगा इंटरनेट पे, और आपको लाइब्रेरी और आर्काइव विजिट करनी होगी, या और भी कुछ ऐसी स्टडी सेंटर है जहाँ पे आपको पता करना होगा जिसके बारे में, और यू हैव टू विजिट। तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, और आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगा। आपका पीरियड तो 19th सेंचुरी का है, 1920 सेंचुरी का।
जी सर।
तो हाँ, तो आप इस पे आराम से कर सकते हैं।
सर वही सर, सोर्सेज इंग्लिश में बहुत है सर। थोड़ा सा मैं ये चाह रहा था कि लोकल जो जो घराने हैं उनका अपना, चाहे वो हिंदी में हो या उर्दू में, जैसे आपने बताया, इस तरीके से लोकल मिल जाते तो उससे थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट पता चलता कि क्या चीजें, उस इन लोगों का क्या कहना है, या अंग्रेजों ने जो लिखी उनका क्या कहना, अपना पर्सपेक्टिव है।
जी
तो
जी,
जैसे
वो
सर।
ताल्लुकदार को पहले आइडेंटिफाई करिए आप। जो भी
जी जी
ताल्लुकदार पे आप जो काम कर रहे हैं उनको आइडेंटिफाई करिए, उस किस रीजन में थे। अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू विजिट इफ द फैमिली मेंबर्स आर देयर। क्योंकि दरभंगा राज के कुछ हमें हमें फैमिली मेंबर मिल गए थे पटना में। तो इस तरह से अगर आप पता करेंगे तो आपको भी कुछ फैमिली मेंबर मिल जाएंगे। बिकॉज अरे बहुत सारे ताल्लुकदार जो जमींदार हैं,
जी
वो उनके अभी भी उसी फैमिली से एमएलए और एमपी हैं। आप लोग
जी
क्वाइट
जी जी
फेमिलियर
हाँ।
होंगे, ये वही लोग हैं जो आज भी रूल कर रहे हैं, पहले भी रूल किए हैं, आज भी रूल किए हैं। तो ये कुछ लोग बाहर बस गए हैं, कुछ लंदन में मिलेंगे आपको, कुछ दूसरे कंट्रीज में मिलेंगे। तो उनके पास बहुत पैसे होते थे, वो बच्चों को उन्होंने पढ़ाया, उनकी फैमिली चली गई, शिफ्ट हो गई, कुछ फैमिली यहाँ रह गई। तो उनको फैमिली को आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा, जिन फैमिली के बारे में आप काम करना चाहते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू आइडेंटिफाई कि इस रीजन में कौन कौन से ताल्लुकदार थे, और उनकी फैमिली बैकग्राउंड क्या है, और कौन कौन फैमिली मेंबर है, अभी सर्वाइविंग में कौन कौन लोग हैं। तो लोग आपको पता चलेगा, इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा। बट यू हैव
जी
टू विजिट द एरिया जहाँ पे वो
जी जी
ताल्लुकदार
जी।
रहते थे। ठीक है।
थैंक यू जी सर, जी सर, थैंक यू सर।
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं आप लोग। नए स्कॉलर हैं और आप लोग काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। तो कुछ कोई भी मन में आपके दिमाग में इंक्वायरी है, हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस लिया है, रिसर्च किया है ऑलरेडी, आप लोग कर रहे हैं, तो हम लोग को थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है। तो आई कैन शेयर, आई कैन टेल यू, यू कैन आस्क एनीवन।
Anyone can ask the question. Sir is
हाँ
ready to answer.
हाँ हाँ, बताइए सैफुल्लाह भाई।
Nay, I'm asking the research scholars if anyone is
ओके
to
ओके।
take the question. Okay, I think there is no question coming from the side of the research scholar. Uh, I feel proud to conclude the lecture given by the very able, very diligent lecture given by Dr. Tahir Hussain Ansari. Sir, you have very ably, very diligently uh, given your lecture on the chieftains of Bihar during Mughal period, and you have quoted the sources of the Mughal period, and side by side you have given also the local sources, that is, for example, Tawarikh Ujjainiya or Aine Tirhut and others. Uh, we were very spellbound by your lecture, of the information given by you, uh, the uh, the way you have talked. This was directly coming to our mind and heart, and really we were mesmerized by your lecture and the information given. You have pointed about the special position of the zamindars and the difference between the zamindars of the Mughal and the zamindars of the other areas. Say, for example, you have compared the position of the zamindars of Bihar and zamindars of Rajputana, and why the Mughals had not given much importance to the zamindars of Bihar, and you have given the reason that they were in collaboration with the Afghan powers. That is why the Mughal rulers have doubt with them. And you have also uh, pointed out that there were some matrimonial alliances also uh, with the Mughal governor there and the local chiefs. Then you have also uh, pointed out how the intermediary zamindars were doing their work. Uh, so your lecture was very, very important, and we were greatly benefited with this lecture. I am recalling two couplets the way you have talked about. One couplet is of Ghalib and the other one is the modern scholar. Ghalib ने कहा है कि देखना तकरीर की लज्जत कि जो उसने कहा मैंने समझा गोया ये भी हमारे दिल में है। तो डॉक्टर साहब
थैंक
ये
यू।
जो आपका लेक्चर था गोया हमारे दिल में उतर गया, दिमाग में उतर गया, और मैं तो समझता हूँ कि किसी दिन आपसे परमिशन लेकर के आपकी क्लास में बैठा जाए और भी चीजें हैं आप
अरे थैंक यू सैफी भाई, यू आर मोस्ट
इतना
वेलकम।
अच्छा अंदाज आपका, आपके स्टूडेंट तो बड़े खुशकिस्मत होंगे जो आपसे रोज रोज पढ़ते होंगे। दूसरा कपलेट जो मुझे याद आ रहा है वो ये कि असर हुआ तकरीर का तो ये कमाल नहीं, मेरा खुलूस मुखातिब था मैं कहाँ बोला। मैं थोड़ा सा इसमें तरमीम करके कहता हूँ कि मेरी मेहनत तो मेरी लगन थी मैं कहाँ बोला।
अरे क्या बात, क्या बात।
आपका ये जो एक्सटेंसिव लेक्चर है, आपने जो मेहनत से जिस हिसाब से इसको लेक्चर को तैयार किया, जो आपका रिसर्च है और कितने साल का टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस है, वो ये यहाँ पर बोलता है विद
जी
दिस फ्यू वर्ड्स।
सैफी भाई थैंक यू वेरी मच। लेकिन एक प्रॉब्लम है,
जी
ये सैफी भाई कितने स्कॉलर हैं इसमें जुड़े हुए? एक मेरी शिकायत है, एक छोटी सी।
हाँ, ये शिकायत आम लोगों को भी है
जी जी
कि
सिर्फ 18 लोग इसमें दिख रहे हैं हम लोग को।
जी जी बहुत लोग इसमें एनरोल्ड हैं लेकिन बहुत थोड़े इसमें शामिल हुए हैं। मेरे
इसको
पर्सनल क्वेरीज भी थे लेकिन मैं आपसे वो मिलकर के मीट करूंगा, जैसे कि क्या इसमें तिरहुत एरिया का
जी
और सहरसा रीजन या ये जो नेपाल की तरफ का जो इलाका है इसके बारे में, इसकी जमींदारी के बारे में भी आपके यहाँ कोई इंफॉर्मेशन है इस तरह की?
जी
सहरसा में कोई इस तरह की जमींदारी थी तो
अच्छा।
वो मैं आपसे पर्सनल मिल करके आपसे बात करूंगा।
जी बिल्कुल, मोस्ट वेलकम।
जी, थैंक यू फॉर दिस।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू ऑल। नाउ वी कैन लीव।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।